Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm doing my very first 2 looks, 1 palette. So I'm going to be using 1 eyeshadow palette and creating 2 looks for you. What you're seeing right now is the second look. You'll also be seeing the first look that I created with this palette. So for these 2 looks, I used the Coral Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. I love this palette and I just wanted to create 2 different looks to show you the variety you can get out of a little palette. So for my first one, I wanted to do one of the Huda Beauty Obsessions palettes because it's small and I like the formula. And I just like them all around. I am going to get into look 1 and then show you look 2, which is what I have on right now. So let's get started. All right, so let's jump into the first look using the Coral Obsessions palette by Huda Beauty. For this look, I think I'm gonna go all matte. This palette has 2 shimmers, but most of it is matte. So I feel like that's a good place to go or to start if you are just getting this palette maybe. So I'm just going to take this blending brush. This is a Sigma Tapered Blending E40. So we're going to take the middle shade in the palette. If you can hear the noise, that is the vacuum. So we're going to take that first shade and just fluff it in the crease as our transition color. So then I'm going to take this tapered blending brush. This is a Morphe M330, and I think I'm going to take the bottom coral color. I love this color, it's so pretty. And then I'm just gonna go in the crease still, but because this is a tapered blending brush, it's just gonna go a little bit more accurately with that color. I'm just going to take a flat shader. This is actually a double-ended one from one of the Urban Decay palettes, but any shader brush should do. And then I'm going to take the yellow, which I really love this yellow. I think not a lot of palettes do yellow, I feel like anyway. So I'm going to put this color all over my lid. I just take the color right up to the crease. This is like a perfect like canary yellow. Then what I'm going to do is take that same brush I was just using and put that along my lower lash line. I'm just going to do like a slight yellow on the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take a tiny little detail brush and I'm going to grab that slightly orange tone shade and just blend my lower lash line. And then same brush, I'm just going to take that coral shade and add it to the outer corner on the lower lash line. Just connecting it a little bit. And then for the inner corner, I said I was going to keep it on matte, but I think I'm going to take that bottom shimmer shade and just add it to my inner corner just to brighten it up a little bit. Alright, so that's what that looks like. I'm going to add mascara and a lippy and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so that's the end of my first look using the Huda Beauty Coral Obsessions. I added mascara. I used the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, and then my lippy is the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in Playpen. So I like this look. It's pretty much all matte. You could just not do the inner corner shimmery. You know, that's what you feel like doing, but hope you enjoyed this look. So let's move on to the second look. Okay, so moving on to look number 2 with the Coral Obsessions palette. This look I want to make a little bit deeper, a little bit more, not smoky because there's not really a lot of smoky colors in this palette, but it's definitely going to be deeper than my first look. So I'm just going to take a fluffy crease brush with that color in the middle of the palette and put that in my crease, kind of, I guess, sloppily. It doesn't have to be like a certain way, at least that's not how I'm doing it. this is pretty much going to be just our transition color. Fluff that in there. And then I'm just going to take a smaller little crease brush, and I'm going to take the top middle shade, and I'm going to focus this in the crease, but I'm not going to blend it as far up as the first shade we used. So I just put like the most color right at the outer edge, kind of the outer corner, outer V, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just going to put that there and then start dragging it inward. And these colors in this palette just blend out awesome, and they all work really well together. So it's really easy for me to create eye looks using these palettes. That's why I like them so much. And they are more affordable because they're less money than, you know, other palettes you can buy at Sephora or Ulta. And then you can see how both of those blended together. Then I'm just going to take that first blending brush again, nothing on it, or whatever's left on it from when I used it before. And I'm just going to go around the edges of that to blend. So you can see how well that color actually shows up. And it's great because it doesn't change color. Like the pigment you see in the palette is what you get on your eyes. Now I'm going to take a really detailing kind of brush. This is a Sigma Duo Fiber Blending Brush. It's an E41. So it has like those duo fiber qualities to it. It's clean but a little bit stained. We're working with it. Now we're going to take the middle shade in the first row, which is that brown, and it definitely has a red tone to it, so it works great in this palette. Then I'm going to take that in the outer V, but more precisely than we put the last shade. So I just place it. It's pretty much on the outer lid, this color. And it moves up into the V. So I'm just deepening up the outer corner. Then what I'm going to do is mix the brown and red shade together. And then I'm going to go in my immediate crease with this. Like I said, these colors just go really well together. So it kind of makes it easy to do, in my opinion. Because like, I know how to do makeup, but it's like, I'm not a makeup artist. I am not trained in this. I just kind of wing it and watch YouTube videos pretty much. So now it's like a gradual fade, but it all looks cohesive. Then again, I'm going to take that first fluffy brush and blend the edges. I like to do this a lot of times when I'm doing my makeup just to make sure that it doesn't look too, how should I put it? So it doesn't look too rough. Like there's no rough edges to the look, you know? Like there's no harshness. So we've got a lot of red going on. So I have my setting spray and my flat shader brush, and then I'm just going to spray it because we're going to be using a shimmer shade now. And for me, I mean with most palettes, I just use a wet brush just because they come out more vibrant and shiny, metallic-y looking. So that's what I like to do. Of course, if you don't want a lot of intensity, just opt out of this. Since I want to make this look a little more sultry, I'm going to go with the top shimmer shade. So I really coated one side of my brush with that shade, and I'm going to put it all over my lid. And I'm actually just going to use this shade as my inner corner highlight. Just because there's not a lot of options in this palette for an inner corner highlight. And I don't want to use one of the matte shades, so I'm just going to run this on my inner corner as well. And I kind of pat these shades on my eyelid because I feel like dragging motions don't put down the product as well. And that's just my experience with them. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the lower lash line. I'm not a huge lower lash line person, but today we're gonna be. I am going to take a small fluffy brush that looks dirty but is just stained, so is my life. And I'm going to take that orangish shade first, which we used in the crease, and I'm gonna lightly do this because I don't want it to get out of hand too quickly. That's why we're starting with the lighter shade and moving to the deeper shades. Then I'm going to take that red and place it in the same area. And I kind of connect the lower lash line with this color, so it's very seamless looking. But I'm not going to take the red too far in. That could make you look a little sick or tired. I just kind of want the reddish shade down there, mainly in the outer corner to the middle of my lower lash line. Then lastly, what am I going to do? I'm going to take my first blending brush and blend out the edges of my lower lash line. Okay, so that's what this is looking like. I'm going to put on mascara and a lippy, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's the completed second look. I added mascara, which is the Maybelline Total Temptation mascara, and then I finished it off with lips. I used Kat Von D Outlaw, so I think it really ties in the look. I think it makes it look a lot more glamorous, a lot more like out there, intense. At least for me. I really like how this came out. So hopefully you enjoyed this look as well. Alright guys, that's the end of the video. My very first 2 looks, 1 palette. I think I'm going to be doing more kind of style videos like this. If you have any suggestions about what palette you'd like to see me use, leave it down in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!